Picasso, as they were called.
And they've got it all to play for on BBC2 as a hat-trick of great programmes kicks off with Fantasy Football League. Into the second half, and it's more of Craig Ferguson's theories.
Oh, really, Davey? We haven't any guess.
There's some fancy footwork in extra time from Ren and Stimpy.
Boy, it sure feels good to get those boots off.
When all's said and done, there's no substitute for BBC2 at the end of the day. This Friday.
Now with BBC2's news of the weather to come and skiing conditions, here's Suzanne Charlton.
Hello. We've seen fresh snowfall in a number of the main skiing areas over this last week, but the bad news to some extent is that we could well see some much milder weather coming in from the southwest, and that always brings with it the risk of avalanche. Now the freezing conditions will certainly continue over Scandinavia, no great change here, but the milder weather beginning to push its way northwards and eastwards. It will skirt around the Alps to a certain extent, but temperatures even here will start to rise. A little fresh snowfall here through Friday, and a low pressure area bringing mostly rain across the Balkan regions during Friday, further snowfall for Scandinavia. And then we begin to see the change. The winds start to turn around to the southwest, and that will begin to push more cloud and rain in, which will of course turn to snow over the mountains. So for most regions it's probably snow early and late in the weekend. Let's start off with a look at Andorra here though, and Sol d'Air. Lots of snow at the moment and excellent spring skiing, but the lower runs are already sticky by afternoon as the temperatures are starting to climb. And those temperatures continuing to rise during the rest of the coming weekend, and perhaps at times we'll see some fresh snowfall coming in. Moving eastwards now to France. At Alpe d'Huez, well-groomed runs offer some superb skiing, but it is already heavy off-piste. The temperatures are very low, and the weather, well, it's snowing. That's good news. La Plagne, again in France, excellent powder, but already the avalanche danger is increasing here. Remember, the best thing to do is keep up to date with the local warnings for avalanche. To Switzerland and Grindelwald, 130 centimetres of snow on the upper slopes, but down to the runs to resort, they're becoming worn already, and indeed it's quite wet lower down. The temperature is +3. At Villars, powder skiing on and off-piste, and apparently there's great fun to be had skiing between the trees at the moment. Of course, this could again get a bit of a problem as we see visibility is lowering over the next few days as the cloud and snow moves in. Italy and Cervinia, packed off-piste and rather cloudy conditions. Good skiing though, most of the lifts and the links are open. The last snow there back on the 10th of February. At Obergurgl though, excellent prospects for the weekend with snow falling 140 centimetres on the upper slopes. At Eagles, we can't get any snow on the lower slopes at all. The runs to resort are closed. There is a good alternative, but even here the pistes are icy down near the base station. The temperature +7, and the temperatures around the Alpine area set to rise through the weekend, with that avalanche risk certainly likely to increase as well. The chances are we'll see cloud pushing maybe some snow through, brightening up a bit, and then more snow and at low level sleet moving in from the west late in the weekend. The overall pattern over Europe for the weekend then is for this area of rain to move in, to turn to sleet and snow on its northern edge across the Alps as it heads its way north and eastwards through the weekend, with further belts of rain pushing in from the west, brighter weather for Spain and Portugal, and further showers following later on. Those temperatures starting to rise there. Fine weather and quite warm conditions in the sunshine for the central Mediterranean too. Fine and sunny but very cold weather as we head up into Scandinavia, and way up in the far northeast there will still be some further showers of snow. So snow still falling in the far north of Europe and in the far north of North America too. Let's head to Canada and our ski report first of all here for Banff and Lake Louise. Great skiing after fresh snowfall here. All the lifts are open, the temperature -7, so jolly chilly. At Crested Butte in Colorado, everything is open. The last snow on the 22nd of February, and heaps of that snow both on the lower and the upper slopes. That sums things up really for most of the Rockies regions. It's not going to be especially cold over the American Rockies through the weekend. It will be cold over Canada, another cold plunge pushing across to the east. So in the Appalachians we are likely to see more showers, snow and longer periods of snow too heading up into New England, and there'll be further flurries of snow and fresh powder coming in both to Canadian and the American Rockies. If you're going skiing, have fun, but ski safe. Bye for now.
On BBC2 now, the weekend's lineup from the Open University.
Pilgrimage, the Shrine at Loreto, Sunday, 7:30.
I've chosen somebody. Cindy.
Right, why Cindy?
Because we've got nails the same colour.
Colour what?
Colour arms here.
So what is it, Stephanie?
Colour skin.
Skin. Lovely. They've developed a lot of the school ethos, which is respect self, respect others and respect school. We can actually dialogue on what are the things that can cause conflict.
Oh, well done. Give it.
Education for all, Saturday, 10:35. Death and Dying, Sunday, 8:45.
Right, this is one of the rare occasions when I would agree with a pan, because we're getting an idea of where the farm is, the global situation, as it were, and then when we reach the end of the pan, we'll see the farm.
No, that's no good. I kicked the tripod. So let's try again. I'm ready.
Action.
Oh, hold on, sorry. Go. Just a minute. Sorry, hold on, just a minute. I'm stop. We had a slight nudge on the table there.
Oh, we'll put the feet on it. We've never bought any reasons that we've got originate from being
Farm. I missed it. Go back. Commentary goes, like all dairy farmers.
Like all dairy farmers, Ken and Jean milk their herd twice a day, every day. But the similarity ends there.
Shooting Video History, Saturday, 9:20. Programmes from the Open University this weekend.
This is the Open University. Good evening. Just before tonight's programme, a word about Samuel Beckett's play Endgame. The Open University's full-length TV production of the Samuel Beckett play Endgame could not be shown as scheduled yesterday. It's a Wednesday evening. Instead, it can now be seen next Thursday, the 3rd of March. Next Thursday, the 3rd of March at midnight 30. That's the Beckett play Endgame. Next Thursday, the 3rd of March, midnight 30. Well, now for your programme tonight, it's from the genetics course, and it takes a look at patterns of inheritance.
The natural world is filled with familiar shapes and patterns that appear time and time again. This order and regularity is a feature common to both inorganic and living things. The shapes, colours, textures that we see in plants and animals are not